Hello and welcome to Witsup TV webisode number 4. Booyah!
And so we're going to introduce it each time?
What?
Each with a number?
Why not?
Yeah.
We're going to name it something?
No, I'm okay.
This one's Bruce. Welcome to Witsup TV, Bruce.
Yeah.
Nice one. Do you know what 4 rhymes with, Steph?
More.
Correct, because that is what we have for you today. More information.
That's what you were trying to get me to say, wasn't it? Yeah.
Totally not. I was kind of hoping you'd get hoary, but you didn't, so we're just going to roll with it. We have so many things, though, today, Steph.
So many things. My head's exploding. Brain explosion.
First up, I'd like to bring up how fabulously festive we look.
I'm just a little bit sick of just the black. Like, this looks awesome.
Yeah, loving it.
We just need a little bit more colour. That's the only reason we're going with all the festivity, Tropicana.
Nothing to do with anything coming up or nothing.
I don't think there's any kind of event or world championship on an island. What is in that?
My fabulous homemade juice. I wish I hadn't said that.
Yes,
now.
next. Carry on.
Okay, let's talk about what we've got on the show, shall we?
It's probably a good idea.
Oh, I hate myself. Gina Crawford.
Gina Crawford, super mum.
Oh, don't say that.
We don't say that. And we talk to her about that later.
Race reports.
Race reports, yes.
Race reports.
Race reports. Lots of races going on.
That's a bit racist of you almost, but...
Totally.
We've got Kona preview, of course.
Yeah. And do you like our decorations?
I know, I love them.
Totally.
They're all agreeing, I can tell. I can see you through the screen.
A little bit.
Of course, the uber fabulous BG is going to ramble.
For 60 seconds, she's going to sprout forth what is on in her brain.
And I'm very excited. We're going to talk about what's going to be coming up at Noosa because we've got exciting things happening at Noosa.
Got big things happening. Noosa was massive last year. This year is going to be epic.
I'm terrified if that was just accidental, let's just try something in Noosa and it ended up that awesome and that good.
Yeah.
This year we're actually putting work into it.
I know. We've started preparing like before today.
I don't want to say it, but hashtag OMFG.
Oh, stop it.
Hashtag OMFG.
Great.
All right, we've got a lot to get through, so let's get to it, shall we?
Okay.
Hey, Chief Steph Hansen.
Hey, Goronzarella Nation.
Goronzarella Nation. I want to talk about races that have happened recently, and I would like to start in Vegas, baby.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
It's been a while since Vegas was on, but we've been busy, so we haven't been able to report about it.
If you were German, would you pronounce it Vegas? I really hope so.
I really swore then. Anyway, we predicted it.
Yes, we did.
Aussie Mel was on top.
Yeah,
never bet against the house shoot.
Yeah, I love that. Never bet against the house shoot.
Yeah,
you're earning
brilliant.
the big bucks today.
Totally. So, Mel won. She was the favourite going. Well, she was our favourite. We called it here first. How's this though? She crashes on her bike 3 Ks before she gets to transition and still jumps up and takes the win. So super impressive effort by her. Heather Jackson, we knew she'd be up there as well. She came in second, and another Aussie, Annabelle Luxford, came in third. We called that as well. Say, look out for the podium.
Diggity, we did.
Diggity. Great racing by all of the women. Super race.
Cozumel 70.3.
Speaking of Annabelle Luxford, she backs up.
What?
Yeah.
People are becoming the same people.
I know, it's embarrassing.
Shut your face.
So she just won recently at Ironman 70.3 Cozumel. Speaking of Mel, again.
Yeah.
She was racing as well, which we didn't know about because she wasn't on the start list prior to. So
Sneaky
sorry we
tricks.
didn't speak about you before the race, but
we did talk about you, but behind your back.
Little bit. So she came second. So 2 Aussies going 1-2 in Cozumel.
And Steph, I heard that there was a race on in Sunny Coast.
I did go to the Sunny Coast.
You did. Look at you, little Miss Frequent Flyer.
Oh, look out. It is the start of the Aussie season. So it was great to get up to Sunshine Coast, escaping Melbourne's poor weather.
Yes.
And it was New Zealander Gina Crawford who took out the inaugural event.
Crawfmeister.
She's all about that kind of, nickname. So she held off the flying Kiyomi Nawata, who was catching her on the run. It was interesting. Gina always talks about how she races as part of her training.
Yep.
And it was interesting in our post-race interview that BG did with her. Can't believe I gave BG the microphone, but she did very well.
11 hours later.
Yeah. She was saying that when Kiyomi caught up to her, in her head, she was thinking to herself, look, I left my husband, my little man, Benji at home. I'm here to earn some money.
Yep.
Obviously, I don't want to completely cane myself for Kona, but I need the money
Yep.
to pay for this trip, and you know, I've left my family at home. So that was her driving force. It was quite interesting. So yeah, she took the win, but you know, at the finishing line, she was fine, completely fine, ready to back up in Kona.
Well, what a legend. Lake Tahoe, Steph.
It was freezing. There was, I think it was a roughly 25% DNF'd at that race. There was snow in the days leading up to it.
25%?
Yeah, mental. It was out of control. I think if you had finished that race, or even still lined up at the start of that race, then props to you, because freezing cold. And there was a whole, it was at altitude as well, and there was a lot of climbing and in the bike. So super tough race. The most interesting thing that I found out about this race was, and actually one of our viewers picked up on this. Viewers? Yeah, cool viewers.
Can we name her? Because
readers.
she's awesome.
Yeah, you can name her.
Wolfie!
Wolfie, the Wolfmeister. Good. Don't.
I'm just squishing her because she's awesome.
Oh, that way. Like I thought you were like, honker.
Well, that's what I look like. Yeah, Wolfie. She wouldn't mind.
No, she'd be bang up for it.
She'd be bang up for it.
Yeah.
She'd be sitting there like this.
She's got 3 kids.
Yeah.
You know, they're used to being fondled. Anyway, weird. She's a champion. Hi, Wolfie, we love you. When we posted the report, and I'm disappointed in myself that I didn't pick up on this, but hey, well, I know. That was great.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. Whew. So, looking at the time, so the woman who won was, I can't pronounce her name properly, but Asa Lundstrom. She won by 50 seconds over Gina Crawford. 50 seconds over an iron distance race, crazy. But Cologne's splits over the swim, bike and run were actually faster than Lundstrom's, which means essentially Lundstrom had won it in transition. So it goes to show that transition does count over that distance. So anyway, interesting.
Goosebumps, Wolfie.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But I guess because it was so cold as well, transition is tough.
Yeah.
You know, it's hard to... I was in Vancouver a few years ago.
I was in Vancouver. Just look at you, freaking flying.
No, this is ages ago. Yeah. This is ages ago. But one of the young girls who was racing, I think it was in the junior championships, she couldn't get her helmet off, so she ran the entire 5K and sprint distance championships with a helmet on because it was so cold.
I did that once. I came back from a ride and was so flustered, had stuff to do, had to go to the supermarket, went to the supermarket, did all my shopping, got to the very last aisle of the supermarket. This is like 40 minutes after I'd got home, and looked at myself in the reflection of the freezer section thing, and I still had a helmet.
Yes!
Yeah!
Commitment!
Yeah, so I just left it there. Just roll with it. Just lean into it sometimes. You just gotta.
I love it.
London Worlds.
Yes. Speaking of cold, once again, London's put on the drizzly.
Brr diggity.
Yeah. Brr. So interesting race. Let's start off with the under 23s. Actually, Aussie Charlotte McShane took the world title. So huge congratulations to her. We're going to try and catch up with her in the coming weeks. We in the main race, in the elite race, some of the favourites, Gwen Jorgensen, crashed on the bike. Crashed on the bike, unfortunately, and she went down pretty hard. She got back up, tried to catch them, but it was interesting watching. You could just see she had no power in her legs. It was done and dusted. Another one of the favourites. So she ended up pulling out. And you can see in the photos that Deli Carr took. It's good to see Deli Carr back as well. He's just come back from a shoulder surgery. So London was pretty much his first event back. So, and he's the master. Just check out the photos we're showing you now. So Anne Hogg had a really bad swim. I'm still not 100% sure what happened there, but she came out, I think it was 2.5 minutes down. Yeah. But man, she was powering away trying to catch that. It was so impressive to watch her try and catch the lead pack. But what was interesting is she obviously had another athlete who was there to help her out. Yeah. So she's hanging back to try and help her out to catch up. But the thing was, Anne Hogg is an amazing cyclist, so there wasn't that much that she could do. So, you know, unfortunately, you know, she still finished, so props to her as well. But in the end, it was third place, Emma Moffat. Mofo! Yes, great to see the Aussies on the podium. Aileen Reid from Ireland is the highest an Irish athlete's ever been.
I almost guarantee that there's been an Irishman who's been higher, but that's all right.
And the winner was non-Stanford in the grand final, so congratulations to her.
If it was non-Stanford, why wasn't it just Stanford? I love this joke, it never ends.
Oh, it is, yeah, anyway. But then the overall rankings, so looking at the overall rankings of the World Series, Anne Hogg ended up in 3rd, Jodie Stimson from Great Britain in 2nd, and non-Stanford cleaned it up on the grand final day and in the rankings overall.
What are you doing here, Steph?
What do you mean?
Why are you here? You're meant to be interviewing Gina Crawford. While she's gone, I'm just going to sing for you. La, 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 la.
Thank you very much, Grons. We are here in the Sunshine Coast with Gina Crawford, and I'm not going to introduce you as Supermum Gina Crawford because I feel that that's how a lot of people introduce you, and I actually want to ask you how that makes you feel.
Yeah, it makes me feel a little bit embarrassed because I know that in the age group there's most of the women out there are mums and often to 3 or 4 children, and I've got 1 child, and I don't have a job other than being an athlete. So, and I know there's a lot of dads out there as well. So, the first year or so of the child's life, of course, with the feeding, it's different being a mum. But my child's 2 years old now, so I don't think there's too much difference between being a mum or a dad. So.
And then prior to you being a mum, you were a violinist. So there always seems to have to be this kind of tag on you.
Yeah, a little bit like that. I don't often get just the straight up questions about my training or my racing. It's always the violin or the being a super mum or...
Yeah. Well, we're here to change that. So, everyone, meet Gina Crawford, 11-time iron distance winner, 7th in Kona last year, is heading to Kona again in just a few weeks. So, Gina, how's the training been going?
Yeah, good. It was a little bit of the different year this year. I usually go over to Europe and I do a whole lot of races all through May and June and July, all the way through. And this year we've stayed over the side of the world. I had a good break after Melbourne. I had an early few races, and then after Melbourne I took a good month off, got back into training, and did some, just easy training over May and June, and did a lot of mountain biking because it's cold in Wanaka. And then middle of July I really stepped it up. We came over here, got straight into the hard training, and it's just really easy to do long bike rides here. I can get out on the bike 5 or 6 hours, and it's just beautiful, and it's not a chore. Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk to you about, a lot of people sort of mention that you race a lot, and you have raced, a lot, but we were discussing before that you race, but you don't attack every race as hard as the next race. Like, you've got a few that you'll concentrate on, and then the others are just good training days for you.
Yep. This year I'll be doing 6 Ironmans. 2 of those will be hard, and I do those at the end of when I know I'm going to have a month off, so I can actually give it everything. The rest of them I hold myself back, or if I race like in Cairns, for instance, I wasn't at a place with my training. I'd only been training 5 or 6 weeks, doing easier kind of training, and I wasn't in a place where I wasn't race fit or anything like that. So you recover really easily from those types of things. I don't think, for me it works really well because I don't have that kind of ego. I can handle getting beaten. I can handle coming to a race when I'm not in 100% fitness, and it doesn't bother me that I get beaten. I know a lot of athletes, they need to be 100%. They couldn't stand coming to a race and getting beaten if they weren't in great shape. But for me, it means that I can give exposure to my sponsors throughout the year. And actually for me, I'm not groomed as a sports person. I sort of just stumbled into the sport. And I don't have that mind. I couldn't turn up to Kona having trained for months with that kind of financial pressure to perform in that one race. So I actually really enjoy in the months before Kona to do a lot of racing, make sure that I am financially secure for the year of 2013, and that way I can turn up to Kona with nothing, no expectations, no pressure whatsoever, and I can have fun. And it worked really well for me last year. I got that 7th. I did an Ironman 4 weeks before, which was a bit too soon. This year it's going to be 6, so that's a better distance for me. And I looked and I saw a lot of athletes with a lot of pressure on them, and they looked tense and stressed. And I was just out there like, oh, this is a bonus race for me. I can give it everything that I can and just see what I can do.
And I mean, you coach yourself, so when you're making these plans, and like obviously this year was a different plan or schedule than last year, do you bounce it off your partner or off other athletes, or who do you go to try and suss out these kind of changes to your training?
No, well, yeah, I discuss it with my husband. Yeah, we pretty much just try and squeeze in as many races as we can. Definitely, when you want to stay in New Zealand, you really got to do most of the races on this side of the world. So for me, I'm probably going to have a big break after Kona, and I won't be able to race any of the races afterwards. I'd love to race Western Australia again, but I don't see myself doing that. So this is a great race for me because it's 4 weeks before Kona. It's just before I'm going to start resting up. I've been doing big volume and stuff like that, but it's one last hit out and then I can start to restart. But yeah, the rest of the year I just look through the list and just try and I know what's just over the top, which I can't accomplish and which I can accomplish.
Yeah. And one last question, just race day in Kona, you say that you don't feel the pressure, you don't put that pressure on you, but what are you thinking at the start line as you're treading water amongst, 35 professional women?
Really, you just want to give everything and be able to push through when you're having a rough patch. And I don't know what I think it's kind of relief at the start line because it's been such a build up to this one race, and sometimes I'm actually there. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe it's actually about to start, and I'm just excited and really happy that, because you get nervous before an Ironman, but when you actually think about it, when you're actually racing, you enjoy it. And it's the beforehand that, you don't enjoy so much, but once you started, and that's what I kind of tell myself is that, once you start it, once the guns go off, you're going to enjoy it.
And that's a great tip for all the age groupers out there who are packing it in the days leading up to Kona as well.
Yep, just remember about your last race and that you're probably enjoying it, just being in the moment and all that training, and just go for it and just see what you can accomplish on that day.
Awesome. Thank you very, very much, and all the best in the weeks leading up to Kona.
Thank you.
Well, in case you can't tell by the awesome decorative efforts have gone to, it's like Tonya Todman's been up in her. It's Kona time, and I got me a Kona boner.
Oh, I'm going to let you roll with that.
I will.
I was going to say run with it, but I reckon it'd be hard to
It would be really hard to run with a Kona boner.
But that's not part of our website. That's a different website.
Yeah.
Anyway.
What is the website, by the way?
Carry on.
Hey, all right, so I want to talk about some of the awesome chicks that will be running, only the pro race though.
Yes.
For now, if we can.
Yes.
May I start listing off names, Steph?
Well, first of all, before you start listing off, I just want to say that this year is going to be awesome. Last year was a fantastic race and there was no clear favourite, and it's going to be the same this year.
So was. I love that everyone ended up being getting penalties. Oh. It's like, who's going to win now? I have no idea.
Crazy. Oh, penalties because they're overtaking men.
Yeah.
Women can't do that.
No.
Anyway,
no.
Carry on.
Ego. It's an ego penalty.
Yes.
Leander Cave.
So yes, reigning champion, she's going in with a target on her back, but it's really hard to know where Leander is at the moment. She did take part in the 70.3 World Champs in Vegas, finished 10th, I think it was. But yeah, has struggled with injuries and stuff this year, took a little bit longer off after Kona last year, and then I think got into training a bit too quickly, so has struggled with a few injuries, but you can never discount Leander Cave.
You cannot indeed. Maribeth Ellis.
Well, MBE, the smallest, littlest, toughest. She unfortunately came off her bike in Cozumel not that long ago.
What did you do that for?
Yeah.
Silly.
You should have seen the size of the hole. It was the size of her. So
rude.
Anyway, so it was reported that she probably wouldn't be able to race, but she has then updated as saying that she's going to start, but she's pretty much smashed her collarbone, so who knows, but if anyone can tough it out, she's your woman.
She'd race without a face. Race without a face. What about Gina? What about Caroline
Steffen, the top step of the podium, has eluded her so far, so she will be gunning for it. She looked in tip-top condition at Meadowman. A lot of people said it was a bit too close to do the iron distance race before Kona, but she was cruising in that run. She knows what she's doing. Her coach, Brett Sutton, knows what he's doing.
They really work well together, don't they?
Oh, a little bit. So, yeah, she'll be going out hard.
What about the Kessler?
Meredith Kessler. I mean, she had a tough day last year. A cyclist sort of ran into her. She came off a bike, had to DNF because she was a little bit discombobulated.
Sometimes I think she spends too much time at every race off the bike. Don't understand.
Training wheels for that woman. Yeah, look, if anyone deserves to have a win, it's her, or to be up there, that's for sure. She needs some good news to this year. And she's been in Kona for a little while now, so she's getting it sorted.
What about one of the podium girls from last year, Rinny?
Yes, Rinda Carfrae. She's not shy of the podium in Kona, having won there before and third last year. Rinny is back with Siri Lindley, her coach, who took her to the World Championship win back in 2010. Known for her running prowess. Have you ever seen her run? Like she's
amazing.
Yeah, runs like she's sprinting. You look at most iron distance athletes, and it's more of the Ironman shuffle.
No.
She looks like she's doing a 3K run. Yeah, monster. Yeah. So yeah, she'll be gunning for that top spot. Again, didn't go to the 7.3 World Championships because she's purely focused on this event.
Focus. Laser focus, as their coach would say. Laser focus. But she wouldn't say it in that accent because it makes no sense. Sorry, Siri. Rachel Joyce.
Joycey has had an up and down year, but if she's in any form like she was in the lead up to Ironman Texas, she will be one to watch for sure.
Boom diggity.
In Texas, her her bike split, I think, was about 4.6% off the top men's bike split, which is insane because usually it's sort of the top tiered pros are about 10% off the pro men's time. So 4.6%, had one of the fastest runs of the day, finished 8th overall back then. She's had up and down in terms of racing, but her training has been going really well. She said she's in good condition. So, Joycey.
As I like to say, hashtag beast mode. I'm getting to talking hashtags, by the way. All right, anyone else that we should be looking out for?
Oh, every single one of the athletes. But, I mean, I'm keen to see how Jodie Swallow goes. She's just started the iron distance this season, has already gone sub 9 hours. So, very interesting to watch. Gina Crawford, you can never discount Gina Crawford. Came 7th last year. Seems to fly under the radar for some reason. Maybe because she's a New Zealander in the States that don't know much about anyone south of the equator.
So true.
Leave it, yep.
So true.
And Natasha Badman at the age of 46 is going around Kona again. Badass Badman, smiling assassin. She's won in Kona 6 times before. She had the fastest bike split last year. Just awesome to watch. Absolutely awesome to watch.
She really is.
Yeah.
And do you know who else is awesome to watch?
Who?
Keatsy!
So Ambassador Beck Keats.
That was really excitable, actually. How did we should have choreographed that?
So Keatsy, she qualified by the skin of her teeth.
By the skin of her calves.
Very good. At Mont Tremblant with a great race there, coming second to Mary Beth Ellis. So we're looking forward to seeing Keatsy go around, but
Siri has got a lot of girls coming.
Exactly. She's got 5 women representing in Kona this year, so I'm really keen to see how that all pans out. I want to talk to her about that because it'll be an interesting insight.
Are you going to be talking to Siri in Kona?
A little bit I will.
Flick your hair.
I'm going to Kona. Anyway. So she's got Beck Keat, Marinda Carfrae, Leander Cave. Those 2 are both previous World Championships champions, by the way. Yvonne Van Vlerken.
Blah, blah, blah.
And Dr. Amanda Stevens.
Yep. I am so excited. I can barely control myself. I want to know who's going to win now. I don't like waiting.
I've got to wait.
Okay, sure.
I've got special ESPN powers.
ESPN powers?
Yeah, totally ESPN powers. Stare into my plastic ball.
Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames and messieurs, welcome to the 35th edition of the Ironman World Championships in Kona, Hawaii. We've been tracking the men's race all day, but apparently there's some lady folk going around the course as well. So we'll now cross live to the WITSUP studio, which is apparently in New York City, where Nat and Steph are following the women's event.
Thank you, Chef, and what an absolute cracker of a day on the course it's been. We're coming to you from the closing stage of the run, and we've had some rather large developments since you last crossed to us 8 hours ago. Over to you, Steph.
That's right, Nat, and we've already lost some key athletes who have either pulled out or have been DQ'd, the most notable being last year's reigning champion, the Superbird, Leander Cave, who has demonstrated how she got her nickname and quite literally flown out of T1.
Well, I never, a Superbird indeed.
Yes, she has spent the rest of her race circling above the course, aiming for her business at the course official who gave her a drafting penalty last year.
No worries, old chap. I hear it's good luck. And some more bad news for Mary Beth Ellis, who, can you believe, was an absolute pro to even start the race with a broken collarbone from hitting a pothole in Cozumel. Well, to make matters worse, she hit another pothole only minutes ago.
Too right she did, and tragically lost both of her legs in the process. Bad luck that. Luckily, we had the doc on the scene to tend to her.
Doc Amanda Stevens changing cap from elite athlete to surgeon mid-run. What a champ.
A champ, you say? Mary Beth seems to have decided to continue the race with no legs. What a tough little nugget she is. There is a champion right there, folks. She may struggle to get in under the 17-hour cutoff, though.
Yes, chinning your way through the race might take longer than she anticipated, but what a trooper.
And stepping over Mary Beth is the warrior princess herself, Caroline Zena Steffen, wearing the Alaskan Milk Kit.
Yes, Alaskan Milk is one of her major sponsors, right?
Correct, Amundo Nat, and we have cut to her just as she is fulfilling one of her contractual obligations.
No, not the passing the Alaskan rule. Say it isn't so.
I'm afraid so, Nat, and here she goes. As she passes the Alaska Milk aid station, she's stopping to actually milk the Alaskan.
What a sight to see on the Queen K.
Indeed, Nat, and in this temperature, milk is a bad choice.
And what's this? Is that a wild animal on the course? I think it's some kind of big cat. A cheetah! Yes, it's a cheetah! Natasha Badman is riding a real-life cheetah.
Oh, I tell you what, Nat, we've had a lot of excitement, information, and stats, but what hasn't happened today so far is the live cross to the attractive but seemingly useless woman on the course. Let's cross to her now to find out about emotional things. Erica Bazooms, are you there?
Hi guys, I'm on the course right now, and it's really hot. Even hot for middle of the desert highway in Hawaii at the end of summer kind of hot. And people are running out here, and some of them are totally running better than others. And some people look tired and really sweaty. It's kind of gross actually. And they have families, you guys, and their families are being really supportive and emotional. And hello, some of the women out here are mothers who also race iron distance races. They are super moms.
Absolutely, Erica. Couldn't agree more. But today they are first and foremost elite world-class athletes.
Yeah, but they're women, you guys, and mothers, and it's really emotional out there.
Yeah, right. Can you at least paint us a picture for what it's like out there watching the final stages of the race on the Queen K?
Sure can, you guys. It's really emotional and really hot, and people look really tired, and they're still running, you guys. Did you know that some of them have families, and some of them are mothers?
Okay, thank you, Erica Bazooms. Well, wasn't that scintillating? Thank goodness we cut back to the studio where there are some knowledgeable women commentating the race too.
Too right you are, Steph. And what's this? Marinda Rini-Carfrey has kicked into sprint early. Look at her go!
Indeed, but she seems to be getting chased by, who's that? It seems to be debt collectors. We're getting word from the course that she is running from... Yes, debt collectors from her wedding reception venue. And too right, we hear that wedding is going to be the wedding of the century.
Even bigger than the Kardashians' wedding?
Who are they?
Exactly, moving on. And here we have Yvonne Van Vlerken, who's vlurkendy blurk blurk blurkty blurpty bloopty blue bloody 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 blue.
And this just in, we're hearing word that Liz Blatchford has been disqualified from the race as her well-known supportive dude partner, Glenn, became just a little bit too supportive on course and tried to piggyback her through the marathon, all the while filming it on his GoPro.
Yes, damn shame about that, but what a top bloke. And look, the Hungarian Erika Kusoma, or
Soma is racing a ripper out there today, but we shan't talk about her further because let's face it, no one knows how to pronounce her name.
But what about Sonia Her
too, let's move on, shall we?
what about Kim Schwab and
Yes, we get the point, Steph.
Yeah, okay, radio.
And as we're nearing the finish line, a confident Lindsay Corbin has grabbed her cowboy hat. She seems sure of her victory.
She seems to be taking a few steps further and line dancing towards the chute.
But hang on, what's this? She's taking out a lasso, cowgirl style, and it's looking like she's about to rope something.
Yeah.
I have no idea what she's aiming for. Oh no, it couldn't be. It is. Lindsay Corbin is trying to rope Keatsy's calves. The cowgirl is going stir crazy and Keatsy isn't having a bar of it. But this isn't her first rodeo. There's no time for that though. The chase pack have arrived and it's a sprint to the finish.
That's right, there is a chase pack, and while Marybeth Ellis is valiantly chinning herself along the energy lab, it's looking like it's going to be a photo finish with Corbin roping Keats back as she struggles through the chute. Rennie's chasing that paycheck, and Vlecken and Tisa Tasha are still racing and still sounding funny, and it is the qualifying photo finish!
Sorry to interrupt your race there, ladies, but I have the 10th place getter of the men's race here who would love to take the opportunity to say hi to his parents and to the goldfish.
Now, I like the idea of having an intro for it, but we've never actually done it. But then I realised we did the very first episode.
Yeah.
We just never used it. So I was thinking, can we use it this time?
Totally.
It's really lame, but let's do it anyway.
Consider it done.
Belinda Granger. This is your lame intro.
Hello, I'm back, and this week it's all about Kona, obviously, with the World Championships coming up in just under 2 weeks' time. Very excited. It'll be the first time in, I think, 14 years straight that I have not come over to the Big Island to either race or watch, so I'm sort of in denial about that at the moment, and I know come race weekend I'm going to be at home crying like a baby, wishing I was there, cheering on my friends over there, cheering them all on. Okay, so biggest race of the year without a doubt. Who are my picks for the women? Tough one. I don't know if I can actually pick who's going to win, but I definitely have my favourites. Caroline, Marinda, Yvonne van Vlecken, and I think Beck Keat could be a wild horse. A dark horse, not a wild horse. She is a wild horse, but dark horse this year. Just because she's had really injury-free preparations, whereas a lot of the other favourites, who I won't mention, are going into the race with injury. So anyway, good luck to them all. Can't wait.
I know, you're all really sad because you can feel that it's the end. I feel that it's the end.
Such a method actor.
I really am. I'm like Dustin friggin' Hoffman. She danced with the lift. Steph.
You can do lists.
I can do a lift.
Brilliant.
I look like Lyda. No, Ike Bathrobe. How about we stop talking about famous people and talk about the fact that it's the end of the WITSUP episode 4.
It is true. It's all over.
It is sad, and I'm very sad, but there's a few more things that we need to cover off before we go, and
Very
that
exciting
is
things.
stuff that WITSUP is doing in Kona, Steph, in Kona.
Yes, so you know the Noosa brunch that we did last year?
Yes, I know all about that. That looked amazing, especially because I was there.
Totally amazing. Well, we're going to do a similar thing in Kona. I'm super excited. Boom! We're going to have all the information out very, very soon, but what I can tell you so far is going to be Tuesday before the race at 12 until 2 o'clock.
Yes.
We were going to have some of the athletes who are racing on Saturday, but I decided not to invite them along just because I don't want to add to any of their stress levels.
But
they can come along, but yeah, I didn't want them to be part of the panel because they're, it's really busy in Kona that week. So I didn't want to. Yeah.
You're like Mother Teresa of triathlon. You are.
I so am. Do you know someone said to me once?
What?
Don't let your halo choke you. Yeah, this is my mum said that to me.
Yes, it was. Of course it was. Awesome.
True story. Anyway, so the 3 guests that I can confirm, we're just waiting for the 4th.
Yeah.
Jo Lawn, plethora of knowledge in her brain.
How many times has she been there?
14 times. So,
Boom.
yeah, people will be able to pick her brain. We've also got Kate Bevilacqua, who's raced there before. She's not racing, but she will be able to give another level of knowledge, information to anyone who is racing on that Saturday.
Okay, so all the people that are there, they're doing what they did at Noosa, and they're watching, and everyone's chatting together and using all this wealth of information. And you've got these pros who've competed and had all this experience, but you're like, I want experience from the people who trains the pros. Then who do you want, Steph?
Who do you want? You want Siri Lindley.
Siri, mother effing Lindley.
Oh, yes, has coached 2 world champions, Leanna Cave and Marinda Carfrae. She'll be joining us as well, so you can pick her brain.
You totally can.
So it's going to be awesome. Keep an eye out on the website for more details.
For the Kona Witsup lunch. Lunch.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so that was like the one that we did up in Noosa, and Noosa is coming, Steph. So what is happening
now? I've said it before, Noosa Brunch last year was awesome. It was
epic.
Massive. This year it's going to be even bigger.
Epica.
I'm pretty excited to say that we do have a partner for the Noosa Brunch this year. That partner is Specialised. So we're going to be welcoming Specialised to Witsup on that day. We're going to be working together to bring all of our guests a fantastic experience. We've got some great panellists as well. I'm not going to tell you who they are,
exciting things are happening, which we can't talk about yet.
We can't tell you too much, but it's going to be awesome.
It is going to be so awesome. So that's happening, and like the next time we see you then, as far as Witsup TV is concerned,
post-Kona edition.
The Puna edition.
Absolutely.
I'm so excited. And we might even be coming from a different location.
Ooh,
it
maybe.
may look different. Who knows?
Well, this is a different location, like we're in the tropics.
We're in the tropics. Can't you tell by the not paper banana and not paper palm trees?
It's windy.
And
it's really
my
windy
not
here.
paper coconut.
Yeah. Really,
I've run out of drink. Hey, that's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for joining us. Are we going to end the same way we always do?
Yes, we are with What the Fartlek, and this week's word is taper.
What your poo does before it snaps off.
Wait, what about taper week?
That's a very concerning medical condition.